Welcome back to Trill Truth Network. And once again, this is Trill Truth giving you the Trill Truth, and this is this follow-up video to the reaction video that I did about the Wilder versus Fury 2 fight. Now, in this particular video, of course, this is after it has been made official. Wilder versus Fury will take place in July of this year. So here's my reaction to that. Here's my breakdown and reasoning behind how I see Wilder winning or could win the fight, how he could potentially win the fight, what he needs to do to win the fight, and then I'm going to give you my breakdown and somewhat prediction of what may take place. Even though at this particular time, honestly, I can't give you a true prediction. Shout out to one of my favorite channels, Mr. Casino for Life himself. Love his channel. Definitely been supporting and watching his channel. He did a great breakdown. And there's been a lot of people who did a lot of great breakdowns online. Shout out to the Bomb Squad. Shout out to all the fans of Mr. Tyson Fury, all the fans in the UK, and boxing fans worldwide. We're here to see history, and history shall be made. Now, let's get to the video and what we're looking to talk about, which is Wilder versus Fury 3. And given that it's going to be somewhat of a fast turnaround, I believe what I touched on in the last video is what's taking place. Deontay Wilder believes, I personally, this is just my opinion, I can't read minds, but this is what I see by this action. Now, this was contractually something that had already been established prior to the second fight. So whether Fury had lost or Wilder had lost, it didn't matter. It was irrelevant. They had already previously negotiated for a third fight. The third fight was already set up. It was just a matter of you had pretty much 30 days to agree or basically activate the clause for the immediate rematch, which Deontay Wilder did. However, given the circumstances that took place during that particular fight, I thought that maybe there would be alternative moves taken by Team Wilder. However, he's staying pat with his team. He's coming in there. Basically, he came out, gave a great video to all of the Bomb Squad, all his fans worldwide, and boxing fans period, basically saying that he was here, he was coming back, and he's ready to bang. He's ready to do what he has to do to reign supreme once again. And props to him. I like Deontay Wilder, not necessarily for him as his boxing skill. I like him as a man. I like a lot of the things that he represents as far as his character in the ring and his warrior mentality. I admire and respect his powerful mind when it comes to this fight game. And if you really pay attention and you listen to Deontay Wilder talk, the man says what he means and means what he says. He represents himself as a true alpha male, which in this day and age, which with all of the effeminate things going on through the media, television in general, just life period, how they try to feminize men in general, I think he's a great representation of how a man should behave, specifically in this fight game. Now to the fight. Deontay Wilder has to understand that Tyson Fury is going to come forward. Is going to come forward and is possibly looking to do the same thing he did in the second fight, but he's more confident now. He's more confident now. So therefore, and like I said, the reason why I touched on Carcino. I've been a fan of his channel, and I like a lot of his content. I respect him, and I have to give props where props is due. Just like the name of this channel is Trill Truth, because I am from H-Town. We represent the South, and it's always props to UGK, Pimp C. I've always been a fan, Rap A Lot, the whole family. But even with that, we always show respect to people who deserve respect here on Trill Truth. You're not going to hear a lot of derogatory statements or gossip or none of that. This is a man's channel where we talk about everything concerning hot topics, entertainment, and sports. But to get back to what I said, Carcino touched on something which was very important, which is the check hook. The check hook is something that he's going to have to instill into his fight immediately. Like, as soon as he gets in the gym, he needs to be working on a check hook, which is Floyd Mayweather's one of his key weapons when he had guys coming forward. You have to check that. So when you got a guy coming in being extra aggressive, coming forward on his front foot, applying heavy pressure, Tyson Fury is not going to respect the jab too much, because Deontay Wilder doesn't necessarily throw the jab to set the tone or establish the position. He throws the jab as sort of like a rangefinder, so he can be able to unleash the big right hand. So what he's going to have to do when he sees Tyson Fury coming forward, of course he's going to have to utilize the jab, but he's going to have to be able to take that step back and chunk that check hook. The check left hook will be a very, very vastly important weapon that he instills in Wilder Fury 3. If he is not able to do that, Tyson Fury has nothing to respect. Because really, to be honest, Tyson Fury is the superior talented boxer. So he'll be able to, with his boxing skills and his intelligence, even though he's crazy. He's crazy like a fox. The man can take away the right hand. You saw him be able to nullify the right hand in the second fight for 7 rounds. He never got hit clean with it. He never got hit flush with it. And he was able to execute his game plan without even having to blink an eye. So, in this third fight, I expect him to try to get inside, try to bang, try to weigh on him. I think that if you have a healthy Tyson Fury mentally and physically, you're going to be dealing with a problem if you're Deontay Wilder. Specifically, if you don't have that check hook in your arsenal. So, he's definitely going to have to do that. He's also going to have to use the jab sufficiently to the body. And when I say that, he needs to set the tone and set the distance so that when Tyson Fury is coming in, Tyson Fury has something to respect as far as, no, you stay right there. He needs to control him. So this is kind of contradictory to what you've seen in Deontay Wilder's career, where he's always been the bronze bomber coming forward, looking to seek and destroy, land the right hand, knock the dude out. So what Tyson Fury is going to do is what he did in the second fight. But the thing is that Tyson Fury has as an advantage is he also won 10 out of 12 rounds in the first fight boxing on his back foot. So he can really do it all in this fight. So the thing is that he's going to be more confident in the game plan. He's going to have a second fight camp with his new team. So they're going to come in this fight thinking they can stop Deontay Wilder in under 5 rounds, just to be honest. Especially if he's mentally and physically fit to fight. So, the jab to the body to hold the position. The check left hook. These are things that's going to set up the right hand. In this quick turnaround, Deontay Wilder can't look to totally just retool. You can't teach a 35-year-old man new tricks like you can't teach an old dog new tricks. And not in 4 months and not in 10, 12 weeks. They can do the best they can to get this man in physical condition. I believe that instead of coming out so heavy, he probably needs to be around 220. 220, because he did look a little bit slower. He did not look comfortable, and something looked wrong with his legs in the second fight. So I would recommend 220, anywhere between 220, 224, definitely under 225 as far as weight with Deontay Wilder. He looked good physically. His body did not react well at that weight. He looked sluggish. His legs looked horrible. And quite frankly, he just wasn't able to execute anything. He looked very sloppy. He looked like an amateur in there. However, a lot of people will say, even me, myself, as a Bronze Bomber fan, he's never been somebody that you looked at as a prototypical boxer with great boxing skills. So you're not expecting him to come in there looking like Floyd Mayweather. Speaking of Floyd, Floyd also offered his services to help with his camp. I don't think necessarily that Deontay will accept or bring him in, but I do believe that he needs to consult with Floyd about how to properly execute that check left hook, and they definitely need to look at how Floyd executes the check left hook to involve that into his fight plan for this fight. If he's able to do those two things, which is instill the jab to the body, the check left hook, the next thing he needs to do is feint. And when I say feint, I mean feint the right hand after the jab, feint the right hand after a feint of the left hook or the left jab up top. Now, he always has that finder that he does, where he just kind of sticks the jab out there. He should throw the jab with conviction. Throw the jab, feint the jab, or throw the jab, hook off the jab. He has to execute that. Those are some things, 3 things that he must do to set up what I'm trying to say. And what I'm trying to say is he has to be able to step inside. He needs to be in, and he has the ability to cover space. He needs to be in the range so that when Tyson Fury leans back to avoid the right hand, he needs to be able to feint the right hand, so when Tyson Fury's head moves in the right spot, he launched the right hand with full power and connect. That's how he can end the fight. Carcino touched on this. That was, a superb thing that he pointed out, but that's something that I had already seen myself. I just, of course, my channel is brand new, so of course you're gonna hear it second. Another guy that touched on this is Showbiz. Shout out to Showbiz. He has a great channel, Showbiz the Adult. Look him up. Great channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Definitely a fan. He's a great entertainer as well. Does a great job. Great content. Great boxing fan as well. He touched on this as well. He must utilize feints. He has the mentality, the warrior heart, to be able to get himself in position. He has the discipline and intelligence, despite what people think of Wilder. He has the intelligence to be able to gauge timing. Okay, the great thing about that right hand and his power is it only takes one shot to change the entire fight. I believe that he'll be able to land the fight punch. However, here's the catch. Tyson Fury was in his 250s in the first fight. He's at 273. And now we're going to go back to the point that I made in the second fight, or the video, the last video, which is looking at Tyson Fury's background with his history of bipolar disorder, depression, drug addiction, those 3 things. Looking at the history that we have in a great fight, historically speaking, in Sugar Ray Leonard versus Roberto Duran. The fact of the matter is, Tyson Fury is at an all-time high that he has not since ever accomplished ever since he fought Vladimir Klitschko. And some would say that this victory over Deontay Wilder was bigger than the win over Vladimir Klitschko, because Klitschko had already been knocked out. Klitschko had already been beaten. We're talking about a man, Deontay Wilder, who looked unbeatable with that punching power. And he was actually favored to win this fight over Tyson Fury convincingly by knockout, because he had already knocked the guy down twice. So coming into this fight, Tyson Fury, his reputation and where he's at in the fight game is higher than it's ever been. So now, when you got Tyson Fury coming forward, you establish the jab. You jab him to the body. You give him something to think about to keep him where you want him to be. You establish that you want him right there with the jab to the body. You need to be able to have him thinking about your left hook, both off the jab, coming forward, and as a counterpunch with the check hook off the back foot. Just a step back. Boom. Step back. Boom. Left hook. Okay. This is all just to be able to set up the feint right hand. And when I say feint, when he sets up the punch, he needs to be able to feint like he's going to throw it and then throw it. Because what Tyson Fury is going to do is he's going to react to the first feint because he has to respect that feint. He has no question. He will respect the feint. So when he respects that feint, his head is going to go into a certain position. So it's up to Deontay Wilder's team to be able to, through film, and it's up to Deontay Wilder to be able to properly look at the film and see exactly what I'm seeing. Because I know these guys, they're professionals, so they know. I know they see this. The man's head is moving back from the right hand off to the side. Deontay can get full leverage on the right hand. I'm talking about full power on that right hand after a feint, if he sets it up the right way. Okay? If Deontay Wilder is able to execute any combination of the three things that I discussed, establish the left hook, be it off the jab or check left hook, number one. Number two, establish the jab to the body to hold range. That is a punch he has not used because Deontay Wilder rarely, if ever, goes to the body at all. 3, feint the right hand off the jab, either to the body or to the head. Either way, feint the right hand with a feint step, then launch. Boom. He does those three things. Good night. Fight's over. Tyson Fury loses the title. You got a new world champion. Tyson Fury doesn't come into this fight 100% healthy, mentally, psychologically, and emotionally, which could be something that takes into effect into this fight. People forget the Vladimir Klitschko rematch was signed. The Vladimir Klitschko rematch, they had already set that fight up. They were promoting that fight. They were doing one-on-one face-offs for that fight. They did a second face-off for that fight. That fight was canceled because of Tyson Fury. Vladimir Klitschko was ready to fight. Tyson Fury could not go through the fight camp. His team had to cancel the fight because the guy went off. He lost it. Me personally, I'm someone who has family members who suffer from the same things that Tyson Fury does. I have family members who suffer from bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety. Close family members. From someone coming from the outside, it's not fair to pass judgment. I don't personally know Tyson Fury's life. I admire and respect his fight game. I do not know Tyson Fury as a man, but I wish him nothing but the best at all times for him and his family. I understand he has 5 or 6 children. I know that he has a wife. I know that he has parents and a brother and a family that loves him. So I really wish and hope him nothing but the best. However, this is a brutal sport. This is a mano a mano individual one-on-one warfare that we're talking. So as a fighter, you can't care about none of that because you're trying to kill me when we step into this ring. And neither one of us can guarantee that we're going to come out of the ring the same once we go in there. So it's a gladiator sport, and war, all is fair in war. Honestly, it's the art of war. And look, if Deontay Wilder can take advantage of any mental weakness, people forget Lennox Lewis didn't just beat up Oliver McCall. Oliver McCall broke down and was crying in the ring. Didn't want to fight. That wasn't just boxing, man. That was not just boxing. That was something else. There's something wrong with him as a person mentally. This stuff means something in the sport. You know, all of this stuff matters. You got NBA players who couldn't even play games because Kobe Bryant had died. They canceled the Lakers versus Clippers game days. I believe it may have been 4 days after the great legendary Kobe Bryant, rest in power. God bless him and his family. God bless his soul and his daughter and all the people that had passed in that horrible tragedy that was that helicopter crash. God bless everybody involved. But they could not compete. We talking about two teams and coaches and, you know, in a sport where, you know, you playing basketball. This is a game. Boxing is not a game. You don't play boxing. That's one of the things Deontay Wilder and a lot of fighters have said. And me, myself, I've sparred. I love boxing. Boxing is actually, to be honest, naturally my best sport. Even though basketball is my favorite. We talking about a situation where if this man comes into this ring, and Stephen A. Smith touched on this on ESPN First Take. I'm a fan of that show as well. Undisputed. Great fan of that. Shannon Sharp, Skip Bayless, Max Kellerman with Stephen A. Smith. I love all you guys. And, you know, we're going to be doing a lot of reaction videos to the things that they talk about on those channels. But to touch on the point that Stephen A. Smith said, and touch on the point that I said, and I brought up in the last video, Tyson Fury has demons. If I am Deontay Wilder, unfortunately, it's my job to expose those demons. And you know what? I have no sympathy. If I'm Deontay Wilder, I would do the same thing. I mean, honestly, man, you know, sometimes I sit back and on a personal level, you know, sometimes I really wish I had pursued boxing, because I believe that, you know, I'm listed at 5'10". I'm like 5'9.5", man. You know, I worked extremely hard to play basketball. I got in the boxing ring and felt like I was at home. I was able to immediately compete against like a former world champion in boxing, first time sparring. So, and it's just executing things I had watched from the sport, just executing things I've seen. So just naturally, I just love this game of boxing, and I could definitely do it. But it's that killer instinct. It's that shark that smells blood in the water. It's that if it's me or you, it's gonna be you. I don't care about anything. I'm not thinking about your family. I'm not thinking about you as a person. Self-preservation is the law of the land, as Floyd Mayweather said. And when you step in this ring, or you sign up to fight in boxing or any combat sport, you are literally given a license to not only possibly dismember me from who I am currently, Meaning you can take a piece of me from my family when I step into this ring. Every round, like people talk about, we're going to go down, the rounds. No. If I can end it in the third round, I don't get paid overtime. There's a lot of power punchers who said, Deontay Wilder said that. You don't get paid overtime for fighting. No, you get paid the purse and the pay-per-view upside for the fight. If the fight lasts one round, well, guess what? It's over. Paycheck. On to the next. So I look for Deontay Wilder to play a lot of mind games with Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is very intelligent. He can know what's coming. But those demons came from somewhere. You don't get to 400 pounds because you had a bad night. You get to 400 pounds because something is holding on in your head and in you personally that you can't get rid of, that you're trying to get something to replace that hole with. That's what the narcotics was supposed to do. That's what the food was supposed to do. Boxing wasn't necessarily going to fill that void. And if you look at the interviews that he was having with Vladimir Klitschko, a lot of the things that he was saying, and then you also listen to what he was saying prior to this fight, where he was talking about retirement and things of that nature. If I'm Deontay Wilder, I see mental holes that I need to exploit. Deontay Wilder also has a lot that he can say to this man. When they had the first initial fight, Tyson Fury won 10 out of the 12 rounds. Let's just be clear. Clearly, Deontay Wilder, you could possibly give him 2 rounds, maybe 3. If you want to look, there were some rounds that didn't have a lot of action. So you could say that, give or take, it was a very close fight. But Tyson Fury pretty much dominated with his boxing skills. So after that, we talking about the same things that he was saying as far as his confidence leading up to the second fight. Where he was saying, well, if he couldn't beat me or keep me down and I was 50% of who I was, then how are you going to beat me now? And then he came out there and he executed and did exactly what he said he was going to do. Great. But you did that as an underdog, not wearing the title. Now you are seen as the number 1 heavyweight in the world, as you were when you fought Vladimir Klitschko. Now you're the man who beat the man. You carry not only the lineal title, but you also beat the boogeyman of the division, the man that everybody saw really as the main dog, the big dog. So you beat pretty much what people felt like was the baddest man on the planet. So now you coming in as that man. So now you have to defend that title against a guy that can say, well, hey, listen, you needed 2 fights that you damn near lost prior to fighting me again. I took my loss as a man and I'm right back at you right now. So I'm not just fighting you in this fight game and in this ring. This ain't even about skills, really. This is about me as a man versus you as a man, and I'm a better man than you. I'm tougher. I'm stronger than you mentally. And you're going to have to kill me. And I'm willing to die. So a lot of the things that Deontay Wilder can say, then he can also, as you can see in the pre-fight to Wilder Fury 2, you saw where he was bringing up the fact that, and this was genuine, and this is one of the reasons why I really, really love Deontay Wilder. When he's talking trash or when he's talking shit, he's touching on some things that are real. He's saying real things to you. Like, that's like a difference between when you listen or you see rap beefs or rap battles. Usually the guy who wins the rap beef or the rap battle is the guy that's coming with some real facts, some real personal truths that he's touching on and exposing, and he's targeting those things and surgically debasing the foundation under said individual. So when Deontay Wilder brought up the fact that Tyson Fury said, "Welcome to big time boxing," and he said that he took offense to that and that he would slap him the next time he said that, based on the fact that he had brought him to this point from being 400 pounds, strung out on cocaine, thinking about killing himself, and depressed. All of those things were facts. Tyson Fury could not refute those facts. And then on top of that, Tyson Fury couldn't necessarily diffuse the fact that what he said was true as well, which is, let's be honest, man, unfortunately, and I'm a member of the Bomb Squad, and I'm a black man here in the United States of America, we don't support our own. He was getting booed in the United States of America. Tyson Fury's fans outperformed, outshone everything. They showed up and showed out from the UK for Tyson Fury. All over Vegas. You would have thought it was the UK. Man, Deontay Wilder didn't get no real support here. And my man Regis Prograis, big shout out. That's the homie, personal homie. Great fighter as well. Be on the lookout. He gonna stop Maurice Hooker, by the way. We're gonna definitely do a video on that if Hooker continues to hold on and go through with the fight, which I have my doubts. Prayers up. Hopefully the fight goes through. I told Regis that myself personally, but the reason why I brought Regis up is because he said that too. He brought that up where, as an American, he's gonna support the American. And you American fans, if we didn't have such a racial divide and people who, I mean, you can be naive all you want, but racism definitely is a major part. It takes a major factor or is a major impact on the sport of boxing. Period. Shout out to Mexicans who carry the sport of boxing. If it wasn't for Mexicans, there would not be, boxing would not be what it is today. If it was not for the Mexican culture and the Mexican fans who support the sport of boxing. So we definitely want to give shout out to them. We definitely want to show a lot of respect to the UK fans and the fans overseas, because if it wasn't for you UK fans, the sport of boxing wouldn't be what it is today. But I'm an American, and I'm a black American man in the United States of America. So yes, I'm gonna go for Deontay Wilder, but I'm gonna be objective, and I'm gonna give Trill Truth content. And the Trill Truth is Tyson Fury is the superior boxer, the superior boxing talent. He can do whatever he wants in this ring. However, he is not unbeatable. He is not unstoppable. He does not carry one punching power. He is a big man who understands how to fight. But will he be Tyson Fury come July? Will he be the same man that fought in February? Can he come back when he's on top and show and prove himself to be a great fighter? All these questions I need to see. I'm not able to give an accurate or real prediction as of right now, because I need to see certain things. And in the lead up of the fight, some of these things will be revealed, as far as the mental strength or capacity for Tyson Fury to be able to step forward and be able to fight and be prepared properly. How Deontay Wilder prepares for the fight, the actual build up to the fight, what's going on, what's being said, the communication, the body mannerisms, and all of those things. And then the weigh-in, what's going to happen on the weigh-in, how this Deontay Wilder come in? What weight does he come in? What weight does Tyson Fury come in? What does Tyson Fury look like? I might not be able to give a really good prediction of the fight until fight week. And I really won't be able to give my 100% prediction of this particular fight until after the weigh-in, which is the day before the fight. Because there's a lot of different factors that go into this fight that are bigger than just boxing with these two men. But thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome to Trill Truth Network, where you get the Trill Truth. And we are going to be giving you the best content. Also high-class reaction videos to all the main sports and entertainment subjects and hot topics going on today. Thank you very much for your support. And y'all stay tuned to the next video, of course.